Let's look at question 2 of the 2022 paper. Joe plans to add a new cabin to the holiday park, and this project required 10 activities to be completed, and this shows 10 activities. How many of these? First question have two immediate predecessors. So as you can clearly see over here, H, okay, has 2, and J has 2, and I also has the same two predecessors that H had. Okay, so that's H, I, and J. But the question is how many of these activities have. So some students actually wrote H, I, and J, which was wrong. The number of activities are actually 3. Now they're asking you what's the minimum completion time in weeks for this project in part B. So in order to find the minimum completion time, it's basically working with a forward scan. So that's 0 plus 10 is 10, and 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. And we're coming to a point where we have to make a choice between two values and choose the larger value. So 20 plus 2 is 22. Now coming along C, 10 plus 7 is 17, and 17 plus 5 is 22, is here, sorry. And coming along D, 10, here this one, plus 12 is 22. Both being equal to 22, 22 is the value. Going along H, 22 plus 3 is 25. And the larger value of the two edges that meet at this particular vertex is 25. And we write that here. And then going along J, 25 plus 4 is 29. But here again, we have to make choice. So let's come along I. 22 plus 8 is 30. And of the two values, 30. And the minimum completion time is 30 weeks. And then part C goes on to tell you that it is possible to reduce the completion time of two activities. One activity can have its time decreased by 2 weeks, and the other one decreased by 1 week. And these two changes result in the minimum completion time being reduced by a total of 3 weeks. So you actually have to find two activities, one reduced by 2 weeks and the other one decreased by 1 week. And which activities are those going to be? So usually I find that you've got to look for an activity that's going to impact a few choices that have to be made, okay? Now here I've circled all the choices that allowed us to choose a larger value. Now we can see that of all the activities, usually if we look at the starting activity A, okay, which was 10. Now that caused the choice at the end of G to be a certain value of 22 and at the end of H to be 25. So if we reduced that, it would, now I don't look so much at these two because they're both equal over here, okay, but we can talk about that if we need to. Now if we were to reduce one activity by 2, let's see if reducing A by 2 to 8, so that's 8 plus 3, 11, and 11 plus 7 is 18, and 18 plus 2 will give me 20. That has definitely reduced 22 down to 20. Now let's see the impact of that reduction on at the end of H. So that is 8. 8 plus 7 is now 15. Now 15 plus 5 becomes 20 over here. And that also causes 8 plus along D to become 20. So this now becomes 20. Now 20 plus 3 is 23. So a reduction in A has caused the new early start time for J to be 23. Now 23 plus 4 is 27. If we come along I, 20 plus 8 is 28. But is it possible to make it equal to 27? Yes, if we reduced I by 1, which is the other reduction possible, we can reduce 28 to 27, which is this. And that gives us 27. So this is one targeted approach of doing it. There are multiple ways. This is one of them. And so the two activities that can be reduced is A by 2 and I by 1. And the total completion time would then reduce to 27 weeks. Hope this helps. Thank you. Keep learning. Enjoy it. Bye.